What's up, fam? Coach Cam back again with another video. Starting off this push day with some muscle ups, practicing on the new pull-up bar I installed, really just trying not to hit my head and figure out how I can perform clean reps without hitting my head in the ceiling. So this is kind of the best I got so far. I love this movement. I've done it for years. I just haven't done this in probably 2 years though. So it's back on the menu because it's something that I like to do and I want to improve my form, my technique. This was probably 2 to 3 sets of about 3 reps. And then here we go with our normal routine of low incline dumbbell bench, 85-pound dumbbells, and push them for 6 reps. Did a drop set to 65s. Really trying to get the most stimulus in the least amount of training. That's really the goal, because I don't want junk volume. And there's definitely a point in which the exercise is not effective to increase the stimulus anymore. You know, we don't know exactly how many sets that is or how to quantify it, but it's probably somewhere beyond like 2 sets for the same exercise. I think if you change the exercises, you can get more out of it, but you're only going to want a couple of those as well. So it's just something you have to play with. The amount of exercises you use, the amount of sets you use, you got to toy with it and figure out what's working, what do you want to try next, and if it's working, then don't change it. But if you want to try something different, try that. Like, what's stopping you? Nothing's stopping you from trying something that you're interested in, something that you're curious about. So after that exercise, I came over here to do single arm tricep pushdowns. I can't do an actual Carter extension like I was doing in the gym at my house here based on the setup. So I just put a bench right behind my elbow and kind of brace up against that. And the bottom of the bench is braced up against this bar that is the bottom of my rack. So if you don't have that bar there, it's probably not going to work for you. But the cable tower is like 10 pounds by itself, so I only had to add about 10 more pounds here, and I can only get like 5 or 6 reps. It was pretty tough. Should probably lower the weight and get a few more reps next time. But so far this has been a banger, and this has really crushes your triceps. If you've never tried something like this, I highly recommend it. If you're struggling with arm growth, something like that, try single arm exercises and just go to town. Train them as hard as you can. So after this, I hop over and I do some parallel bar dips with a 45-pound plate. This went well. It feels completely different after having just crushed your triceps. This feels like a weighted tricep push down, basically. Very challenging. Only a 45 plate. In the past, I've done dips with a lot more weight, but right now I'm trying to get the most stimulus, and it's, you know, with controlled form and with my technique up to this point in practice, that's all I've needed thus far. Here I decided to do dumbbell lateral raises, 25 pounds each, seated, and both arms at once, just to kind of knock it out. But, you know, less weight so I can get better reps, better range of motion. And I'm just weaker with both arms on this. It's much more challenging when I use both arms at the same time in not a good way. Whereas if I use one arm at a time, it goes better for me. I don't know what it is. It's just a lot more taxing to use both. So here we go with my leg developer, single leg quad extensions, 50 pounds. And believe it or not, I did 2 sets on this. So I did 1 set each leg and then stayed there and did a 2nd set each leg, because I'm trying to grow quads, and I'm finding that 1 set just isn't changing my quad development really. And so I'm just shooting my shot with a 2nd set. I believe I did some more squats also later in this workout, but I like quad extensions. They're tough. They burn like crazy, but you gotta get them in and you gotta do them as hard as you can. And somehow I'm getting more reps on my right leg than my left, which is kind of interesting because I'm pretty sure my left leg is bigger than my right. So just some kind of imbalances there going on, but overall, amazing exercise. And this machine was about around $450 on Amazon. I have a whole review video on it that you can find on my videos, about 4th or 5th video back. And it's a great machine. The hamstring curls is not my favorite. Standing hamstring curls with this is definitely not my favorite. But this is a good machine for the price, and it works well. So that's why I got it, and I'm happy with it. I wish it could be perfect, but it's not going to be perfect, which is fine, because what stimulates muscle is contracting as hard as possible and then recovering and progressing over time, which you can do with this machine. So just training one leg at a time. You could use both, and I might try both legs soon at some point, but I think it gets really annoying when you're constantly looking at your ankles and seeing like, is each leg moving at the exact same speed and at the exact same time, because it's not one pad, right? It's two separate pads. So I think that would get frustrating, just trying to keep my legs in the same line as I perform the exercise. So if I focus on one at a time, that eliminates that extra energy, and I can dial in and crush each quad. So next here is squats. These are 70-pound dumbbells, I believe, on a slant board, trying to get more quad bias, but honestly, it kind of just felt the same because I'm bending forward. If I could keep my torso more upright and push my knees forward, that would be better. But this is my weakness, is like squats and like trying to bias my quads, and I'm still navigating what I want to do to achieve that. And so for now, I'm just doubling down on the quad extension, but kind of trying to do something here to push quads for more growth. Next is single leg calf raises, and with these I've been doing something the past few weeks, which is picking a heavy dumbbell, this is 55 pounds, and doing reps. And even if I can't get a full rep, keep going. As long as you can bring your heel back up to parallel, that's going to count. And so until you can't do that anymore, then the set will stop. And so you're getting extra time under tension, extra mechanical stress on the muscle, and then you immediately turn it into a drop set. Keep going with just your body weight under the same parameters. So even if it's not a full rep, that's fine. You want to keep going. As long as you can pull your heel off the ground, continue the exercise. And this is one of those things that people are doing this in the gym, but you wouldn't know it because they're not filming it and they're not posting it online. So I'm going to film it and post it, and I'm going to get hate comments when there's a lot of people that train like this. And this goes back to my last video. You can experiment with your training, and you should experiment with your training. You're going to find different exercises hit differently and the way you want to execute them to get better results. It may not be the traditional way. It may not be the conventional thing that everyone else says. The conventional way of training is basic lifts, and it's full range of motion and 8 to 12 reps, something like that. So if you anything outside of that, you have to justify yourself basically, or else people are ready to attack you because you're not doing what they think is science-based, or you're not doing what the latest trend is and what the most influencers are doing. Well, I'm not here to do what most people are doing. I'm here to do what I'm finding is getting results with the least amount of time spent in the gym, so I can spend my time working and spend my time with my family, so we can get to a better place in life. 70-pound close grip push-ups. So this takes a little bit to set up because you have to be able to put a 25 over your back after having a 45 on your back. But once you get it, go ahead and hit the reps. And this is really tough, especially after already hitting chest, shoulders, and triceps with all the other exercises. But I think I still got a +1 rep here, so I'm up to about 8 reps. Last time I did this was 7 reps. So overall, that is the end of the workout. It went really well. Here is what I did over on the left last time versus this time. And then I went ahead and added muscle ups, obviously, in the beginning, and then changed a few things in the middle there. But overall, it's been a good workout, and then I'm continuing to progress, push my body, trying to grow muscle, get bigger, stronger. Current body weight around 166 pounds, and still cutting, trying to get down under 160 or whatever I want to look the best for summer. Thanks guys so much for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.